Hey everyone, welcome! Quick question. Have you ever checked your bank account, seen a number that made you gasp audibly, and then immediately close the app like that would undo it? Yeah, me too. We've all played that game of financial hide-and-seek with our own money, and spoiler alert, the money always wins. Here's the wild part. It's not because you're bad at math or because you bought one too many iced coffees, although we should probably talk about that too. It's because most of us have never actually looked at where our money goes. We just kind of go with it and hope for the best. Well, today that ends. We're talking budgeting, why it matters, how to track your expenses without needing a finance degree, and why your income is the real MVP of this whole story. Let's get into it. Let's start with the why, because if you don't understand why budgeting matters, you're not going to stick with it. A budget isn't about restriction. It's about awareness. Some people don't overspend because they're bad with money. They overspend because they genuinely don't know where their money's going. It's death by 1,000 small purchases. A coffee here, a delivery fee you forgot about, or one of those subscriptions you're still paying for since last football season just to watch your team lose. Budgeting gives you control. You decide where your money goes instead of wondering where it went. Peace of mind, no more anxiety checking your bank balance. Progress toward goals, whether that's an emergency fund, a vacation, or paying off student loan debt or credit cards. Fewer surprises. You'll never be blindsided by a bill again. Think of a budget like a GPS for your money. You don't need it to survive, but it's a lot harder to get where you're going without one. Here's something people skip over. Before you can budget, you need a crystal clear picture of your income. Not your salary on paper, your actual take-home pay. Why does this matter so much? If you don't know your real number, every budget you build is built on guesswork. Income is often inconsistent. Overtime, bonuses, side gigs, tips, so averaging it out matters. Your income is the ceiling. Every decision about spending, saving, and debt has to fit under that ceiling. So step one, always figure out exactly what's coming in. Not what you wish was coming in, what actually lands in your account. Now for the part most people avoid. Writing down every single expense, and I mean everything. Rent or mortgage, utilities, electric, water, gas, internet, groceries, transportation, gas, car payment, insurance, transit, subscriptions, streaming, apps, gym memberships, debt payments, credit cards, loans, irregular expenses, car repairs, gifts, medical costs, the fun money, dining out, entertainment, hobbies. Here's the key move. Pull up your last 2 to 3 months of pay stubs and bank statements. This is where the real numbers live, not your memory, not your guess. Your bank statement will call out that $14.99 subscription you forgot you signed up for in March. It'll show you exactly how much you actually spent eating out, not what you think you spent. Add it all up. Categorize it. This step feels tedious, but it usually takes way less time than people expect. Most people can knock it out in under an hour once they have the statements in front of them. Okay, this is the part I really want you to take away from this video. Once you've got your income and your expense list, put it all on one spreadsheet, one page, one view. Why does this matter, especially if you're a visual learner? You can literally see income versus expenses side by side. Patterns jump out immediately, like realizing subscriptions are eating 8% of your income. You can color code categories so overspending is impossible to miss. Totals update automatically so you're not doing math in your head. You get a monthly snapshot you can compare over time. A simple layout works great. That's it. That's the whole system. No fancy app required, and no extra monthly fee to add to your expenses. Just a spreadsheet, your pay stubs to average your monthly income, and your bank statements to average your expenses. Let's actually put numbers to this because it hits differently when you see it in black and white. Say your take-home pay is $3,250 a month. On paper, that feels like plenty, but let's lay out where it's actually going. Income, $3,250. Housing, $1,600. Utilities, $200. Groceries, $450. Transportation, $350. Subscriptions, $85. Debt payments, $400. Fun and discretionary, $250. Total expenses,
$3,335. Difference, -85. This person didn't do anything wild, no reckless spending spree or big splurge, just a normal month of groceries, subscriptions, and going out a bit. And they still ended up $85 in the negative. That's the trap. It's not one big purchase that wrecks a budget. It's a bunch of reasonable expenses that quietly add up past what's actually coming in. And here's the thing. Seeing that negative number is uncomfortable, but it's useful. It's not a failure, it's information.
It tells you exactly where to look. Maybe that $250 in discretionary spending has room to flex, or maybe a subscription or two needs to go. This is exactly why the spreadsheet matters. If you're just estimating in your head, $3,250 in and some stuff out feels fine. But when you actually add it up line by line, you find the leak before it becomes a real problem, not after you've overdrawn your account. I want to bust a myth right now. People avoid budgeting because they think it's this massive, hours-long project. It's not. Once you have your pay stubs and statements pulled up, building your first budget spreadsheet usually takes less than an hour. After that first setup, updating it monthly takes maybe 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. 15 minutes a month for real control over your finances. That's an incredible trade. The hardest part isn't the math, it's just starting. So, let's bring this back to where we started. Remember that gasp and slam the app shut move we all know so well? That happens when money is a mystery, and the whole point of everything we just walked through is to take the mystery out of it. Here's the truth. You don't need to be a numbers person, you don't need a finance degree, and you definitely don't need to feel bad about that $85 you went over last month. You just need to actually look. That's really it. Once you know your real income, write down every expense and put it all in one place you can see. The fog lifts. You stop guessing and start knowing, and knowing feels a whole lot better than that stomach drop moment of checking your balance and hoping for the best. Quick recap before you go. Know your real income, the number that hits your account, not the one on paper. List every single expense, straight from your pay stubs and bank statements. Put it all on one spreadsheet so you can see everything at a glance. Update it monthly, 15 minutes, that's all it costs you. So this month, pull up those statements, build that spreadsheet, and see where you actually stand. Even if the number's a little uncomfortable at first, that's okay. Now you know, and now you can fix it. If this helped you, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what's the one expense that surprised you the most when you actually added it up. I want to hear it, and honestly, I bet a lot of people watching have the exact same one. Thanks for hanging out with me today. See you in the next video.